Hi everyone, my name is Neha Kaushal and today I'm going to talk about flash memory that doubles as DRAM. My main agenda today would be a little bit knowledge about the new emerging technologies and the one which I am going to discuss among you guys today, and a brief introduction and overview of the flash memory and the DRAM so that we get a good understanding of our main topic, that is NCSU flash. And I would be discussing more about the NCSU Flash and the challenges faced by the researchers and the engineers of the North Carolina State University to design this new flash memory. There are a few similar technologies which I will be discussing among you guys. So starting with this, just a little bit knowledge about the topic I would be discussing today would be a unified flash memory. That's a research done by the engineers of the North Carolina State University to develop a new flash memory that will work double as a DRAM. So just to start with, to get a clear understanding of the NCSU flash, I would like to discuss a little bit about the flash memory. Flash memory itself is a storage device and it's a non-volatile memory in the sense that it can retain the data even if the power is shut down. We can see in the flash memory the structure itself, which is really important to understand to get a good understanding of the NCSU flash, is that it's quite similar to a MOSFET structure. Here it does have a poly gate, which is a control gate. Beneath that it has a floating gate. This floating gate makes it a flash memory, a non-volatile memory. The flash memory itself comes with two technologies, NAND and NOR, which has their own strengths in their own app. So, with the NAND flash memory and the NOR flash memory, not to go much in the deep, we just need to have an understanding that these are the different technologies which are used by the flash memory. So, we have the flash memory in our everyday applications, like in our memory cards, in our tablets, in pen drives, in our cell phones, and it's used everywhere. It's widely used. Coming on to the next topic, that's DRAM, we can see here the structure itself, it's quite simpler than the flash memory. This kind of memory, it's a volatile memory. It is fast than the flash memory, but it is a volatile memory, so it does not retain the data if the power is shut down. So now DRAM is also widely used in many of the applications in our laptops, in our personal computers, in video games. We can find everywhere we have the DRAM memory, which makes it fast. So now coming on to the main area of focus, which is our flash memory or unified memory. So this was a concept which was innovated by the researchers and engineers of the North Carolina State University. The concept itself was quite challenging when they came up with the idea that they will create a memory which will act both as a volatile and a non-volatile memory. So that was a concept that they will combine both the flash and the DRAM. They believe that with this concept they can make the devices, all the applications and on the different devices and on instant on. So that means if any user wants to open any application, it won't take much of the time, it will be instantly available to that particular user, rather than the traditional operating system where they have to wait for a long time for the application to be opened. It would be more energy efficient and there would be more storage of the data. In the sense that when we are creating a memory which will act both as a volatile and non-volatile, they believe that it will be more efficient towards the energy, it will consume less power, which we will come to know once we know the entire structure about the NCSU flash. Definitely if it has both the features, it will provide more data storage. So now coming on to our main topic, that's the NCSU flash. So now we can see the structure itself, it's very similar to our traditional flash, just with the difference that the traditional flash had one control gate and one floating gate. But the designers of NCSU flash, they designed the flash having two floating gates. Now this was an idea which they came up with because they thought that in this way they would be able to make it work as a both non-volatile and volatile. The bottom gate of the flash, this device will store the charge whenever the power is shut down, so that it can work in a non-volatile mode. And the in the volatile mode, this particular device, it will receive a constant supply of energy, and whenever on the gate, whenever it will have a charge, the charge will be divided between the two gates, and in this way it will be able to have more rewrite cycles. It would be faster than the DRAM. Why? Because now there is a charge, but that is getting divided into two floating gates, and now the first floating gate, it can act fastly in a volatile mode. So this was a concept, and they have simulated the concepts also, but that for just one memory cell. So now what we can understand here, the going deep into the structure, we can see that there is a thick layer of this some material here, and there, that means that the that the channel and the gate, they are surrounded by a thick layer of dielectric. Now, before understanding this, we can compare it with the traditional flash. What used to happen in that flash? We had a layer of dielectric between the gate and the floating gate, but in that case, with the many rewrite cycles, and we had like strong electric field which we used to apply on the gate, on the device, and because of that we had like many write cycles. Now with many write cycles and with a strong electric field, the dielectric may wear after a long time, and after some time, whenever the dielectric wears, it will detain the capability of the device. So rather than avoiding that, they just thought of it, an idea with which they can avoid escaping of the charge or the electrons from the device. So they created a thick layer of dielectric between the channel and the gates, and there was a thin layer of dielectric between the two floating gates. Now why is the thin layer of dielectric when we know that the charge is going to escape? Because both the gates, when they are surrounded by a thin layer of dielectric, the charge, when it is escaped from the first gate, it will go to the bottom gate. It won't escape out of the device, it will go to the bottom gate, and that is what we want, because we want it to act as a non-volatile so that it can retain that data. So now whenever there is a thin layer of dielectric, the charge gets transferred from the first gate to the second gate, and there is a process for that which we can term as a quantum tunneling. So tunneling of the electrons, they make it from the first gate to the second gate. They use the thin layer of dielectric in order to make the device faster. For example, the charge is there on the first gate, and there is a power shutdown which is about to happen. So when there is about to be a power shutdown, the entire charge from the first gate will go to the bottom gate in the fraction of like in milliseconds. So in this way it can act as a non-volatile mode, and when there is a continuous source of energy coming and there is a charge over there, it acts as a volatile mode. So now because of this fast shuffling of the electrons from one gate to the another makes the device faster, and because of the division of the charges, we can have a greater storage also, even with the time when the device is being used in a volatile mode. So now when the power is shut down, why do we say that it would be faster? Because when the entire content in the second gate is frozen, now the complete data is there and it's frozen. Now whenever there is another startup or any other power on, that would mean that the processor in the system, it won't have to travel for a long time. It will start from the time where it left. It start from that time again, and then this will give it an instant boot. So the methods which they used in the particular device to create it, it was first, the most important thing that they made a difference from the traditional flash was a gentle mechanism. And what does that mean? Gentle mechanism means that the device itself rather than putting it under a strong electric field, it was a very light electric field which was given to the device. So because of this gentle electric field, the electrons, it never gave a harsh behavior of getting shuffled from one gate to another or wearing off the dielectric. They gently moved on from the one floating gate to the another through the process of the tunneling. So because of this, there was no wearing of the dielectric, and there we can perform more rewrite cycles as we can perform in a very expensive DRAM memory. Now, because of its design, this entire device, it can work in a volatile mode and a non-volatile mode. And in the non-volatile mode, when there is the storage of the charge at the bottom floating gate, it pulls the charge. To get that charge, it pulls the charge from the electron channel. So in the volatile mode, on the other hand, there is a constant supply of the charge, as I explained earlier, and it holds the charge between the two gates by dividing the charge or the electrons between the two gates. This makes the system more fast and quicker. Also, is in this way we can avoid energy losses, because here every time the power is shut down, the system don't have to start from again, it will start from that particular point it had left. So as I said, the system itself was designed to make it more efficient. No doubt it's not still stimulated to check whether it can work in stringent power conditions, but still, based on a single memory cell simulations, they believe that the data, when it is retained at the bottom floating gate, it causes very much energy saving. Now when there is energy saving, definitely whenever the next time the system is powered on or powered off, there would be very less power loss or very less power consumption. With the two floating gates and the charge getting divided, at the bottom floating gate, whenever there is a power shutdown, we are storing the charge, we are getting more of the storage as compared to the DRAM. So these are the benefits which they believe, the engineers believe, that it would be benefited, but still there are few simulations which has to be performed. This itself a concept was very challenging. Many other engineers and scientists from different industries believe that the implementation of the memory in both the modes, that is the dual mode, it could work. But would it be implemented or work without any interference with any other parameters? For example, if we are increasing the speed, making the device fast, would it not compromise with the power consumption? Could it work in the stringent power conditions? Those are the simulations that has to be done to make the design operate in both the modes. Also, they believe that this memory, particularly the simulations are performed on a single memory cell. Can it work in a real memory array configuration, not just an individual memory cell? Seeing the structure of the NCSU flash, we can see that it has two floating gates. And as compared to DRAM, still the questions being unanswered is that would the cost or the expense of this NCSU flash would be cheaper than the DRAM, or would it be the same cost? So these are the questions and the simulations that will be done on this particular concept and the implementation. So this was an overview of the entire NCSU flash. There are further technologies which are similar, which are working in the same field, and they also believe that they can work on the speed and increasing the read-write cycle and working in stringent power conditions like resistive RAM, PC RAM and spintronic devices. Those are the technologies still performing the tasks to increase the storage and working on the flash memory. There is one more advancement which happened in the year 2012, that was increasing the flash memory's rewrite cycle. They believe that the self-healing NAND flash memory, it could perform rewrite cycles more than 100 million. So those are the further advancements. So this was all from my side, and I have worked and I have taken guidance from many websites, and I have mentioned the references. I hope you liked my topic, and I hope you guys understand about the new technologies that are coming on. Thank you so much.